What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So today we're discussing the NFL and what big news happened yesterday. I'm so excited for the free agency to start, the offseason to start. I know it already started, but we're just getting started with the franchise tags and stuff like that and the contract extensions that we're seeing. Let's start off with yesterday, the biggest news of the day, and that's Russell Wilson traded to the Broncos. Now Russell Wilson, in my opinion, I kind of think he's washed, and it's unfortunate because Russell Wilson, obviously great quarterback, still has it in him to win games and get to the playoffs, but as a Super Bowl quarterback and MVP quarterback, I just don't think he has it anymore. But anyway, we'll get into that later. Let's talk about what the Broncos receive. They get him and a 4th round pick. Now let's see what the Seahawks get. Drew Lock, Noah Fant, Shelby Harris, 2 first rounders, 2 second rounders, 5th round pick. Now this helps with the Seahawks' future with the picks, but the players that got traded to the Seahawks, I'm not a big fan of. Drew Lock, he's not the answer in Seattle. Noah Fant, he's pretty good. Shelby Harris, don't know too much of him. So the player-wise, I don't know if the Seahawks got many steals from that besides Noah Fant. But those 2 first rounders, 2 second rounders, and 5th round pick, that could definitely help with the Seahawks struggling offseason, struggling future that lies ahead. Now I mentioned just before, Wilson being washed. He's washed to where he was. He's not the same as to where he was years ago when he was dominating and they had the Legion of Boom on defense. He's just not that type of quarterback anymore. And it's sad. It's sad for me to say that he was one of my favorite quarterbacks in the league at that time when he was balling. But I know he made the Pro Bowl this year, but that was because many quarterbacks backed out and got injured and stuff like that. And even though I'm saying he's washed, doesn't mean he's a bad quarterback. As a Steeler fan, I'd love to have him on my team still. He can still get the job done. He can still win games for the Broncos. Can still make the playoffs, but I just don't think he's the answer the Broncos really need right now. I don't think he's the answer, but he's not really that person to get them to the Super Bowl. The Broncos would need a lot more key players for them to get to the Super Bowl. So if you're a Broncos fan, I don't see it this year. I don't see it next year either. I just don't think Wilson's that guy anymore to really help the Seahawks get to the Super Bowl. And all honestly, I don't think he ever was that guy. I think he was really surrounded by a good defense. We saw him with a bad offensive line, and he didn't do much. And that's a question to, basically look for this offseason, this upcoming season. Not trying to hate on Wilson. I know I'm sounding like I am. It just, I'm doubtful of Wilson. As a Broncos fan, I should be. I know you'd be excited. I'd be excited too if the Steelers got Russell Wilson. But I don't know. It's just a question to look out for, something to look out for. Is he really that talent that could help get that Super Bowl that Broncos have been looking for? The Broncos have been rebuilding in the past. I think their rebuilding is coming to an end. They're getting a lot of good rookies. They have a good rookie class last year. They're going to probably look for a good rookie class this year, even though they got rid of basically all their picks. Wilson is basically their future for the next 2 or 3 years. I don't know if they could get it done. It's going to be a struggle, but of course they're exciting seeing new former quarterbacks going to new teams and seeing what they can do. Now, Russell Wilson goes to the AFC West now. We're talking about a stacked AFC West. Derek Carr, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, and now, of course, Russell Wilson. Stacked AFC West. Probably the best quarterback division in the NFL, in my opinion. Even though I just said Russell Wilson's washed, he's still, of course, very good. Derek Carr gets a lot of hate. We see posts today about the stacked AFC West that that division has, and of course everyone's bashing Derek Carr. Listen, Derek Carr slander, it doesn't make sense. He's a very good quarterback. He's very good, and I admit that. I say he's top 12, could be even top 10. And of course not as good as Herbert, Mahomes, and even Wilson, but he's a good quarterback to put in that category, when you talk about a stacked AFC West. So now, what do the Seahawks do? Bobby Wagner also just got released. He's a picture that's going to be my thumbnail, but we'll discuss that a little after this. What do the Seahawks do? Releasing, of course, Bobby Wagner, trading Russell Wilson, struggling last year, not making playoffs. Had an okay run the year before that, losing to the Rams in the first round of playoffs. What are they going to do at quarterback? That's the main thing now. I honestly didn't know. I really didn't think Russell Wilson was going to be leaving. I thought he was going to be staying. But what do you do at quarterback? Geno Smith is, of course, not the answer. They have a lot of first-round picks this year now, so is that something to go for? But I talked in the past, the draft class is not that good this year, outside of Corral and Pickett. And I think they're going to be picked early, unless Seahawks, I didn't know the exact order that the Seahawks are picking in, but maybe they can make a run for them. I'm not sure. I would not like to see that because as a Steeler fan, I love to get Pickett, even though that's just not going to happen. I don't know. Maybe they can go after them. There's, of course, free agent quarterbacks who are not that good this year, but some that stick out are Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota. Mitch Trubisky, Ryan Fitzpatrick. I don't know if he could be that bridge quarterback for a year that he's always been throughout his career. I don't know. It's the Seahawks' problem, though, is one, getting offensive line. They should have did that last year for Russell Wilson. And two is, of course, getting that quarterback. They also got to figure out what they're doing with DK Metcalf. I know there's rumors around going that he doesn't maybe want to stay there, or he wants to leave, or they're going to be thinking about trading him, getting rid of him. He's signing somewhere else. I'm not sure where he's at on the free agency side, but yeah, that's something they got to figure out too. I know they'll be all right with, of course, Lockett, but DK Metcalf, of course, is a big downfield threat. They got to figure out what they're doing with him. Bobby Wagner, like I mentioned, released, seeing the end of the Legion of Boom. And that's sad because growing up, I'm sure like many of my viewers, many people also, they grew up watching the Legion of Boom, one of the best defenses we ever saw, of course. Maybe not the best, but one of the best. Absolutely but destroying the Broncos in the Super Bowl. One of the best offenses of all time the Broncos had, and just destroying them. It's sad to see all those players gone, but I don't know why they really released Wagner. While I'm making this video, I mean, it just kind of broke out. I know he's getting old, but he just made the Pro Bowl. I don't know. He's a very good linebacker, still one of the best in the league. Curious to see where he goes. Love to see him on my Steelers, a team who is dealing with linebacker issues, especially at that middle linebacker position. And, you know, that just wraps up the Seahawks. They're going to be in trouble for years to come. We also saw with Aaron Rodgers signing a 4-year, $200 million contract with the Packers. I was very surprised with this. I'm more surprised he didn't retire or sign somewhere else. I just don't understand it. I just don't know why he signed with the Packers. I mean, they're not getting to the Super Bowl. Maybe there's something he believes about still. Maybe he wants to stay loyal. And I respect that, staying loyal. But if he wants to win a Super Bowl, I don't know about staying in Green Bay just year after year. They can't get it done in playoffs, whether that's the championship or just in the wild card, the division. I just don't know why he did this. That's something we're going to have to figure out, hopefully, on the Pat McAfee show, which is today. You know, today's Tuesday, so we're probably not going to see that today, but maybe next week. If he comes still on, I know they do Aaron Rodgers Tuesdays. I don't even know if they still do that anymore, but I'm sure we'll figure out in the next couple of days of why he decided to sign back with the Packers. The Steelers and the Broncos were hopefuls to get Aaron Rodgers. As a Steeler fan, I wasn't too excited about it because I know he'd be a quarterback to help us get a good record, a good chance this year, maybe next year, but he's an old quarterback. I know he just won MVP, but I'm more worried about our future more than I am right now. I'd rather be okay with having more continuous, winning future seasons more than I am, right now trying to go into everything we got. I don't think we have a good team right now to really win a Super Bowl if we just added Rodgers. I think we need, big offensive line. And, I might be saying, well, how about we draft offensive line? If we were going to get Rodgers, well, then we'd be trading a lot of draft picks. And with those draft picks, we can't be getting offensive line. So that's my problem with signing Aaron Rodgers. I thought Broncos was, of course, going to be a big choice. I think that would have been the best choice for Aaron Rodgers and the Broncos if they didn't get Russell Wilson. But, of course, that didn't happen. Packers also franchise tag Davante Adams, which is huge. I mean, that's what Aaron Rodgers needs. I'm sure if Davante Adams would have left, that would have been a big problem. I'm sure that's the main reason why he decided to stay was because of Adams. If Adams would have left, that would have made no sense for Rodgers to sign. Cap space, I know that Packers are dealing with a lot of problems. I don't know what they're going to do with that. I mean, $200 million contract for 4 years, $50 million a year. I don't know where they're getting this cap space from. I know they were struggling for a while, and they just pulled this out of nowhere. And then probably the last biggest news of the day, Buccaneers franchise Chris Godwin. I know the Buccaneers, they're struggling now. They're going to be losing players this year. Of course, Tom Brady retiring. Bruce Arians, we're going to see if he really is a good coach. Franchise tagging Chris Godwin. I think him and Evans are one of the best wide receiver duos in the league. Chris Godwin, of course, very underrated. Even Mike Evans. Of course, everybody knows about Mike Evans, but nobody really knows and appreciates how good he is, having all those straight 1,000-yard seasons. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I know this was quick, got to the point, but big news yesterday. Excited for the NFL offseason. Hopefully the Steelers make smart but big moves in the offseason. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to my channel, help me get to 7,000 subscribers. I'm out, guys. Peace.